how to better manage our emotions, how to not feel overwhelmed by them, and how to not react in extreme ways. Managing emotions is definitely a large, very large and sensitive topic, but such an important one. And in this video, I really would like to share with you a 3-steps approach to better manage your emotions on a daily basis. Hi, I'm Virginie from RéalISE Coaching. Welcome to this new video. If you would like to get notified each time a new video is available, and it's every 2 weeks, please subscribe to my channel. Before starting with the method, I would like to come back to what an emotion is. An emotion is a flow of energy through our body. We are faced with a stimulus, external or internal, and our brain processes this information, interprets it very quickly, and then there is an emotion. So let's take an example. Your colleague should have delivered a paper, it's not yet done. Knowing this information, you start to be very upset. This is your interpretation of the situation, the paper not being delivered. It's important to understand that an emotion is an interpretation done by your brain. So two persons facing the same situation will not specifically react the same way. An easy example is a child who is meeting a dog. One can be very excited and want to touch the dog, and the other one is very scared and start to cry. Same stimulus, but a very different interpretation. So understand the mechanics and how our brain is functioning can help us to understand why do we have this emotion and not that emotion facing similar situation. Also, we can have the same emotion actually, being upset because the colleague didn't deliver the paper he promised, and have very different reaction to it. One person could really lash out and really scream at the person because he's angry, and the other one could just breathe in, breathe out, and really try to be constructive about this situation. The emotion is the same, the reaction is different. So the way we react to an emotion is really up to us. There is a space between the emotion and the reaction. But very often our reaction is very spontaneous, immediate, and can be actually disastrous. We might feel guilty or ashamed afterwards. So let's see how we can take that space between the emotion and the reaction with the 3-step method. I think it's pretty clear that the first step when you have an emotion is to pause. That is so important, really, that is essential to take that pause and to not react immediately. Sometimes our reaction is immediate because it's a question of survival. And it's our amygdala that will take over our neocortex and act. For instance, your kid is running in the street, he wants to cross the street, he didn't see that there was a car approaching. Of course, your reaction is immediate. You might run, you might scream. There is no space between the emotion and the reaction because there is danger and you are in survival mode. But usually we can take that time to pause, to welcome the emotion, whatever it is, to not ignore it. Actually, it's really important to welcome the emotion and to accept it. Maybe at this stage, you need to really use a breathing technique to be able to pause, or to just go for a walk, or to isolate yourself, whatever works for you, but take that moment, do that pause. You have taken the pause, you can reflect about the emotion. It can be immediately or it can be later during the day, it doesn't matter. Have a look at that emotion. Can you name it? Because often actually our vocabulary is very limited. When we feel something, we might say I'm okay or I'm stressed, but we cannot really name the emotion. It's not that easy. Take the time to try to name the emotion first. Then try to understand the reason of the emotion, the need behind the emotion. What exactly triggered that emotion? Is it something that concerns you or someone else as well? Is it important? Is it something that is in your control, out of your control? Those questions are important to understand what's going on inside us actually, and to see if it's important to react or not. So let me give you an example. For example, you are coming back from work and you are pretty angry. Do you know what triggered the emotion? Yes, someone really said something to you and it's upsetting you. Does this concern that person or does it concern you only? Did he say something that is upsetting you because it's touching a very sensitive spot? Or is it that he did say something upsetting because he really lacked respect? In one case, it's something that really belongs to you and that you need to work on. In the second case, it's something that you should probably deal with the person. Is it within your control? Is it important? In the first example, yes, it's important. It's something that upsets you. You know that it has nothing to do with the person. It's really something you should reflect on. And it is important because it's a recurring pattern and you are often upset when somebody makes a remark. In the second option, the person really lacked respect. And yeah, it is important that you ever talk with this person because you are working with that person on a daily basis and it's not the first time, so constructive discussion would be appropriate. Then the third step is to react. After the pause, after the reflection, you can choose how you want to react, and it will be really dependent on the situation, the emotions, the person involved, the context. You can choose to let go, to accept, to react, or to reset. If you have an emotion that is linked to a sadness, because there is something that is sad going on in your life, maybe the best things to do is to accept the emotion, take the time to process it until things are getting better. There is no point in ignoring it, but there is no specific actions to take either. Sometimes you can be really upset, but it's not really important, and maybe instead of thinking about what you should have said, and if you meet that person again you will tell him that this or that, maybe this is too much time consuming and energy consuming, and the best way to handle the emotion is to let go. The third option is to act. So this person really said something that is upsetting. It's really a lack of respect, and you think that you should really have a conversation with that person so that it doesn't happen again. Sometimes it's just that we come back from work and we are really stressed out by the day because it was a busy day, it was chaotic, and you come back home and you are really stressed out and you just need a little bit of time to relax or to do some sport, to shake it out, to let go of those negative emotions. Or you can also choose another emotion. Sometimes it happens that we wake up and we are in a very bad mood, and we know that if we keep that mood, it won't go so well with our family, but also with our colleagues at work. So we can decide to choose another emotion and to say, okay, I'm in bad mood, but I'm going to switch because this is not constructive. I'm putting a smile on my face and I believe the day will be better. So 4 choices there: accept, let go, react, act, and reset. So let's recap this 3 steps approach. First, we take the pause and we breathe so that we do not overreact on an emotion. Secondly, we take the time to reflect. First, name the emotion, then understand what is the trigger, if it's involving someone else, if it's important. And third, we decide, we choose how to react. I hope this video was really useful for you, and if you feel that you would need a bit more practice and explanation on how to better manage your emotion, do not hesitate to contact me. I would be really happy to discuss this with you. It is definitely a process, a journey, and it's not easy to manage our own emotion and firstly to understand them. So please do not hesitate to apply for a free coaching session. See you soon for a new video. Bye bye.